So, first and foremost, we may all have to have a round of applause for Scarlett, who accessorised me so wonderfully. Scarlett. Now, in all seriousness, can we please have a round of applause? Tom, you are actually on time. Now, before we get into the reason we're all here, we're all really here, the torturous, verbal beasting I have the pleasure of giving Ray, Rob, cover the exits. Tom, you're not going anywhere. No, in all seriousness, please can we all take a second to raise our glasses and thank the other speakers. What wonderful sentiment, especially Maisie for making those invites and Lucy for taking the credit. Oh. What? Honestly, and it was my fault. It was my fault. Can we have there are so many headmistresses in here. I don't want to start counting from 5, 4, 3, 2, silence. No, but honestly, what a spectacular day. To echo what's already been said, thank you all very much for being here. And thank you, Tom and Rosie, for allowing myself, my fellow groomsmen, and the stunning bridesmaids to be so involved. Has it not been perfect? We are going to have to speed things up because that is 1 paragraph, 4 pages. So. But as I started to write this, it was hard to know how or why Tom and I started to become friends, let alone best friends, stayed friends, let alone stayed best friends, and presently are friends, let alone best friends. I had to really think, which as my mum says is a scary thought, Cameron. We have been best friends since he collected Warhammer. Referred to every other thing as lush. He had shaving rash. But most of all, he wore skater shoes while not skating. Tom, why are we friends again? And as some of you are pondering about these key interests, you're probably thinking, so you've only known each other since June? Yes. No, it's been years. An age. And it certainly feels like a lifetime. Around the time when we first met was the difficult to put into words, but the period of his life those closest will know as the dark years. Yes, I'm talking about the band. I feel like we may have a few members of the band. Where are they? There we are. Fantastic. There we go. This is the biggest crowd they have ever had. And they have played no music. But no, it's clearly been a long time. Obviously, before girls. That's how long ago it is. Before girls, let alone anything like Rosie Edgehead. Definitely a long time before someone like Tom. I can't believe I can hear talking at the back. I can't believe that. You're buying me 2 shots. You can talk over my speech. Sit down, Lawrence. Definitely a long time before someone like Tom. This long streak of cringe would even have a look in with someone like Rosie Edgehead. But then I think, am I being harsh? Let's cast our minds way, way back. A few of us will remember Tom was quite the hottie at school. If he wasn't making passes at his sister's friends with classics, timeless classics like, I like your eyeliner. disco, as we all were at some point. And Lucy was like, you know, you shouldn't mention the girls, you shouldn't mention all the girls. Where he kept his eyes wide open during his special first kiss. And I hate to bring it up, but if you'd seen this lady in question, you should have really kept those eyes closed. But in all fairness, it wasn't just females. No, whoa, it's the 21st century. Like most of us, Tom had his experimenting stage. Didn't he, Helen? Uh-oh. Oh no! I know that face, Helen. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Cam. Like when I used to say, I'm sure I said I was coming for tea on Monday night, and by that strict timetable, that would mean it was toad in the hole. Then why am I being faced with cottage pie, Helen? We will pick this up later. No, I digress slightly. I'm referring to the time when Helen, she looks wonderful, does she not look wonderful? I'm referring to the time where Helen had to play blissful ignorance to the fact that Tom and I had been in his bedroom all day. Lizzie! Tom and Cam haven't been up there all day. Oh, I see. Now, although we had got up early, we'd gone to play golf, you know, it's rough around where we live. It was that old polo, okay? It was always reassuring, I thought, that we would have had the whole family's support if things had been different. If only things had been different. So look, if I've typed this correctly, it's the 10th of November, 2023. I've heard it said enough tonight, you know, we've all said, Jesus, Paul said it. The photographer said it. He has really pulled himself together, has he not? Everything's falling into place. I'll be the first to say, you're in a great career. You've got your first house. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And most of all, you've got this elegant wife, Rosie. Rosie, you are absolutely angelic. In fact, please, let's have a round of applause for Rosie, please. Now, luckily for Rosie, and I'll be honest, for everyone here, including that guy who was emptying the bins at the back, the family shame has been lifted. Okay? Now, Will, George, you may want to chime in at this point. We've got Valhalla. Okay? We've got unstitched puppets. Stay with me on this one, guys. We have Dynamite Victim. There we go. A few of the die-hard fans there. Whatever illogical, stupid name you know them by, finally exploded. But unfortunately for Jaguar, EasyJet, and a big screen wash manufacturer based out in Buxton, they didn't blow up. Which was a shame, because they all signed record contracts in fifth period games on a Tuesday afternoon of 14 years old. Thank goodness for those legally binding contracts. Since then, he has started wearing socially acceptable shoes. You wouldn't mind standing. No, come on, you're going to make it uncomfortable. Let's have a left foot or right foot, it's up to you. Socially acceptable. And I'll be honest, I think he can tie his laces. He collects overpriced shirts rather than overpriced chess pieces, and he pretends to do exercise, and Jake tells me he even dedicates hours to watching tutorials on surfing to really evidence this lifestyle change. Man. But for some reason, it escapes me really. He still to lie about what he does. But I try and tell him, clean toilets isn't that bad, Tom. But okay, you design cars, it's fine. We will let that slide, providing you're happy to give me the £5 you owe me for when you got Duncan Ballantyne's last name wrong on the 170 bus from Chesterfield. Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon are not one person, they are two people. And Trevor Nelson is black and not white. Yes, as I'm sure everyone knows, Tom does not like to be wrong. However, this massive character flaw is easier to swallow when you consider life did not let him get off scot-free. It was sort of a brutal compromise, where he gained worse hair, which is amazing when you consider he shaved it all off by giving some pompous description to a local hairdresser. To this day, I don't know if she genuinely got it wrong or was just sick of someone from down south asking for something so slightly upmarket. Needless to say, Tom didn't ask for a 3 French crop again. So he ended up like this. Everyone just take a glance. For me, it has tones and essence. It's like paedophile. Am I wrong? But then on the other side of the coin, you have this deep fat fryer layer of grease. But the shaving rash went. So swings and roundabouts are places Tom's not allowed to be 250. Best guy of the night! But seriously, rightly or wrongly, this has had, Lord knows how, a positive effect on Rosie. Clearly, she's literally committed to this strange man for the rest of her life. I mean, and this is where we have to get the nuts and bolts. So the engineers amongst us, let's get our heads down. There has to be a reason. I mean, there has to be a reason. Whether it's no weakness. Financial, some sort of secret refried beans recipe, or something else to explain how they've got to this point in time. Let's look at it. I mean, hands up now. We know it's not his kissing ability. Yes, Stu. I think Rosie would agree to that. We know it's not his musical skill. Thank you, Stu. We know it's not his dress sense. And the worst thing is, we all look the same and he still looks bad. We know it's not his dancing. Tom and I went to a gig recently. It was like this. We know it's not his charisma. And we know it's not his haircut. But maybe it's his romantic side. I know, I can see your faces. It's a long shot. But I mean, take Rosie's 26th birthday. The writing was on the wall. An Instagram story from Rosie showed Tom breaking the mold. Now again, that's not a hair show because no one should be making light of what's going on there. Rosie's birthday card, after 6 very special years, the card is inscribed. That's how I use a thesaurus for this. Inscribed with, and I hope I delivered this in the way it was written, and it does work me up still. Have a good day. Have a good day! In my room! I can't emphasize enough how glad I am the church took care of the vows. No, but honestly, the best story and a good way of wrapping this up, which I feel like Tom wants it, it's a shame, but Tom wants this to get wrapped up. With whatever small part of self-esteem and dignity is left in that emotionless frame. Hands in the air. Who's heard the story of the proposal? In full, I want like full coronation omnibus, full detail. Okay, good. For those who haven't, you have to trust me on this one. So retelling the story of the proposal, more so Rosie's reaction to to Tom proposing. Such a special moment. her instinctual reaction to, you know, really Tom's best efforts to trying to summon up the polar opposite of who he is. A momentous occasion. As any of us, you know, we're all human, this is a special moment, we would all feel like that. Summoning up the most courage we've ever had to summon up as we utter the intensely special words. Will you marry me? In a very vulnerable position, both figuratively and quite literally for Tom as he was on the docks of Liverpool late at night. All which would be so worthwhile to hear a simple yes, but perfectly, beautifully and rather hysterically, as Tom was in said position, Rosie shunned him back to Cheltenham with, "Get up before you embarrass me." So, Tom has been my best friend since the start of secondary school, and pretty much since that fateful play date where we filmed a weird video, I don't know if you remember this, of a doll on a rocking horse. He's been constantly there for me, teaching me important things about life that teenage boys don't really talk about, but things which will stay with me forever. Really evidencing how wise beyond his years he is. Even this morning, I'm thinking about what he used to tell me about preparing for important things. If you don't know it now, you never will. Just don't worry about it. Practical things as well, like how to shave, how long the optimum nap should be, how to fold trousers, to how often to wash a suit jacket. I'm not joking about any of this. He has been supporting me constantly, bailing me out whenever I needed, avoided getting beaten up in a kebab shop on Christmas Eve, all the way to more recently, advising me on a potential career move, potentially political, following a successful placement, which was a decision I made after a long conversation with him then too. This is someone who I depend on in more ways than perhaps I let on to him, my close ones, and even myself. Critically for me, he makes me feel normal, which is a gross understatement at face value. But for those who know me, I'm a little bit weird, so it's a considerable thing to do. On reflection then, it's safe to say since school and these creepy play dates, over these years we've taken on another dimension, or to, at least he has to me. I've alluded to it, and I will never really outline specifically what he's done to demonstrate this, but to keep it short and sweet, he's not only family for me, but he's become an older brother. Something I never thought I needed, something I never thought I wanted, but something I could have truly only wished for. And in true Tom fashion, he's outperformed in this area again, being 5 months younger than me. I'd like to finish by saying, I read a book recently by Paulo Coelho. He writes, when we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. The love I see when I think about how much Rosie puts up with Tom alone suggests to me that they are going to have an utterly fantastic life with one another. Just a dramatic pause. So here's to an incredible night ahead and one incredible life together. Please join me and please let's stand raising our glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Hall! One more speech. Yes, it's an encore. Okay, I will do it. We are going through to the Charlotte. What's it called?
The main house.
The main house. They say in French. To the main house, everyone. To the main house.